I'm Jalen Rose, and I would like to apologize for a comment I made earlier on NBA Countdown.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Anthony Simmons, and you already know the vibes. Of course, I know you've seen the title already and you've seen the thumbnail already, so you know how we're rocking today. From Kanye West to Kyrie Irving to now Jalen Rose, we are seeing glitches in the program, but in real time, we are seeing the system correct those glitches in the program. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's what we're going to be getting into today. So without further ado, I need y'all to do what y'all came to do. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't leave the notification bell lonely. You need to know when I'm dropping content like this. I know you like the content. I love to create the content. So let's get it. Also, I need to ask you guys a question. Do you like what we're able to experience today? How do you feel about being able to know everything in real time, to see what's going on in real time? Like hashtag higher highs. Let me know what you think about being able to see everything at the touch of your fingertips in these days and times.
About what Ime did. We know his name. Maybe I'm missing something as it relates to the law, but why we don't know her name? It's not like she's a minor. I feel like we should know her name publicly as well. But with that being said, I respectfully disagree with the legend Michael Wilbon. This is why. I feel like he deserves the opportunity to work again. I'm Jalen Rose, and I would like to apologize for a comment I made earlier on NBA Countdown. I question why a woman's name who had an alleged affair with Celtics head coach Ime Udoka was not made public. After an internal investigation and it was discovered that she was a subordinate to the head coach, I now understand fully why her name should not be released to the public. Now back to our NBA coverage.
Now, real quick, in case you've been living under a rock, we already know what's going on with the brother Kanye West and his comments he made about Jewish ownership and all the other things that he said that have been deemed anti-Semitic. Well, then we traveled not too far down the road to our brother Kyrie Irving, who posted an Instagram post or Twitter post, whichever one it was, about promoting a movie that they deemed anti-Semitic. We already seen the corrections that these two brothers have had to undergo. Well, on today, we got to talk about another brother, Jalen Rose, who is an ESPN analyst, and he got on TV the other day and made a comment that they let him know in real time, you're gonna have to apologize for this, brother. Now, trust me, while it should be common sense or publicly known that you don't get in the position of Jalen Rose, you don't get on national TV and think that you're gonna be able to say exactly what you want. If you think that these talking heads on TV are giving you a real straight from the heart opinion, you are wrong. And look no further than seeing what just happened to Jalen Rose recently when he made comments about the Ime Udoka situation. You know, the head coach who just got removed and dismissed from Boston Celtics in his position, you know, when he got half of his salary reduced and he is currently on suspension. Well, if you know anything about what's going on with Ime Udoka, he is the only one being punished or being put out into the public and degraded about this so-called fraternization that he did within the organization. Jalen Rose made the wrong mistake of getting on national TV and having the audacity to say, who is the other party? Who is this female? Why are we only talking about the male? Well, we already see what almost happened to Stephen A. Smith. The only thing that saves Stephen A. Smith from posing this same question was that everybody was so fed up with Malika Andrews that I don't think it took the focus off Stephen A., so to speak. But Jalen Rose was not so lucky. Now, usually when something like this happens, we got to go through this recourse of action where it may take a couple of days or a couple of weeks to get this story all the way down to the truth. But the program has been having so many glitches now. And if you don't know what the program is, I mean the people who control the media airways and the whole system and the infrastructure of what we get to see on TV, that is the program. So the program has been having a lot of glitches lately. I.e., like I told you, Kyrie Irving and Kanye West. So now that the programming is having a lot of glitches, they have to get this thing correct in real time. So you notice on this same show, within the same segment and broadcast, Jalen Rose has to apologize in real time before our faces. And not only does he have to apologize, you can tell that these aren't even his words that he's using. Can you hear the anguish? Can you hear the disdain in his voice delivering this apology, which he probably is being reprimanded for the tone of his voice even during the apology. Don't even let me get started about that. So once again, like I said, if you think these talking media heads are saying something that is an opinion of their own, then that's you. You can see it in real time how they're not allowed to say what they really want. And we know what it's about. Listen, I can't tell a man how to feed his family or what price is worth him not being able to speak his own mind. Because, hey, it's easy for me to say I'm not the one in his position. So far be it from me to knock another person out of his position and tell him not to get that bag. But make no mistake about it, y'all. It's the bag that's controlling these people. Am I talking about them? No, I'm just stating the facts. And this is what we're seeing in this world today. We are seeing how people can be enslaved and how people can be in bondage. And we're also seeing how the media wants to control how we think, what we're supposed to feel. And they want to also control our opinions. Now, I told y'all on my last podcast, there's a war between two nations, and this war isn't going to play out in front of our eyes as far as fleshly. It's playing out in the spiritual realm. So you got to understand that there are some people who are still enslaved in their spirit, and they're under bondage of these corporations. They're under bondage of this money. So when you look at the Shaqs and the Charles Barkleys and the Ernie Johnsons, and you look at certain people who are safe people, even Kenny the Jet Smith, he's a safe person. The reason why I say he's safe, and he's probably one of the most woke people up there on the panel when you talk about inside the NBA as far as their panel. He's probably one of the most woke people because Kenny, rather than not speak up, Kenny just won't say anything at all. And sometimes you can tell sometimes Kenny wants to say things, but he's not going to say anything. So he'd rather not feed into the agenda, but then he might not say anything. Now, Shaq, the multi-million-dollar, maybe billion-dollar man now, he is going to buck dance. He's going to say what he's got to say. He's going to do what he's got to do to protect his brand. Charles Barkley, the used to be, Charles Barkley, the infamous "I am not your role model" campaign. He's not that guy anymore. He's not that guy no more. He is the safe, friendly uncle that gets to say what you perceive to be his own opinion on TV, but it's not his opinion. It has to fall in line with what they deem agreeable on the network. So Charles Barkley is not who you think he is either. He is safe. He is safe. He's not going to say anything that the program does not want him to say. Now on to the real thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Y'all, I am so glad that we live in the time that we live in now. You know why? Because this is what the program cannot control. The program cannot control these other social media platforms. Try as they may, put restrictions on them if they want to on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Well, Facebook is controlled, but anyway, YouTube, they put all these restrictions on there, but they cannot control what's called the new media. You're hearing from people who used to did not have a voice. You're seeing things being able to be covered from our standpoint. When I say our standpoint, I mean people who used to did not have a voice. We are now being able to offer our perspectives. We are now being able to cover stories and show you what's really going on. And that's something that they cannot control. So they continue to try to steer the masses in the way that they want to go. And this is the way they do it on these outlets that they control. See, an unintended consequence of these other social media platforms is you get to see this stuff happening. This is why I say I love that we live in the time that we live in. God says this in the Bible, that in the last days, there will be nothing that is hidden. We can see in real time something going on in China, even though I'm here in the United States. In real time, we can see these things. In these churches, I keep telling y'all these institutions, not the church, because we are the church. We're able to see the truth being exposed, and people are waking up to the real. No more religious games. No more of these system games. We're able to make decisions for ourselves as to what we're going to listen to, what we're going to take in, and what we're going to do about the knowledge and the information that we receive. So at the end of the day, it's up to every man to examine himself What are you willing to compromise for that bag, for that position that they gave you, for that limelight, for that fame? And at the end of the day, if you made the decision that yes, you like your lifestyle, you like your position, you like the money you're being paid, who am I to knock you? It's enough for me to worry about myself every day than to sit here and analyze somebody else and to scrutinize every decision that they make. But I am letting you know, to make no mistake about it, you will be programmed and you will be controlled when you're part of the system. Y'all be blessed.